What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to go over some of the trending meta cards, either up or down, after YCS Orlando. Before YCS Birmingham, we'll see if Birmingham continues those trends, but we're going to see what cards were popular at Orlando. We're going to see which cards were kind of falling off or kind of being phased out. And you can use this video to either adjust your own deck or to adjust your trade binder, because people are going to be looking for these cards because they saw play and they're actually relevant going forward into the meta. Okay, so one of the most popular cards I saw at Orlando was Metaltronus. This is basically your out to Ryzeal Detonator. Like Malice was even playing Detonator in the extra deck, so they could just Metaltronus clear a Detonator. And the reason this card is so good, alongside Ultimate Slayer, Ultimate Slayer is not trending because it's already been popular, right? But Metaltronus can banish the Detonator face down, which means Eclipse Twins will not be able to bring it back, which is why it's so strong and better than something like, I don't know, like, Imperm on the Detonator or something like that, or like Book of Eclipse, where Detonator can pop itself, bring itself back, right? That's why Metaltronus is better, because it can banish it face down, deal with the problem permanently. So, Metaltronus is being played, and then we also have this interesting Metaltronus tech card, which is number 32 Shark Drake. This is a Metaltronus target for DDD Wave High King Caesar. We can see this card being played in something like Pure Ryzeal or Mitsurugi Ryzeal, where you might lock yourself into fours and not want to shotgun that Metaltronus right away, but we can have this card in the extra deck to summon out. So even if we start extra Ryzeal, send whatever, if they try to DDD later on, we can Metaltronus later on for the Shark Drake, even through the X Ryzeal lock, right? So that's why this card is popular. It came out in the Mega Tins in Quarter Century Secret, so pull that out, shove it in your binder, and somebody might want this card. Okay, on to a couple pure Ryzeal techs. We have Gravekeeper's Inscription. We saw this card being played by Steven Santoli, who had the round 9 feature match, I believe. So yeah, this card, basically you're going to activate at the start of main phase 1 against a lot of different decks, but Ryzeal included and Fiendsmith included. You're going to use the one that says neither player can activate card effects in the graveyard. That will turn off Fiendsmith cards like Lacrima or Fiendsmith in Paradise. It'll turn off Eclipse Twins for if you have something else to clear a Detonator. It'll turn off, well, it's mainly those two, but yeah, in terms of the meta threats, it'll turn those guys off the most, which is a pretty strong interaction. Like it'll deal with two problems at once. It'll deal with the Fiendsmith directly, and it'll deal with any follow-up Ryzeal play. Another board breaker that we're seeing played in pure Ryzeal is Book of Moon. Shoutouts to my buddy John, who was playing this, and I shamed him for it. I was like, what the hell are you doing? Playing Book of Moon, but Santoli was on this card too, and basically you can use this card going first to save your Detonator, your Duo Drive, from like Imperm or Veiler. You can chain Book of Moon, flip it face down. Better than Eclipse, because you don't want to book your other stuff face down, right? And then you can also use this going first, just setting it, like booking the Malice's first monster is really powerful. Because it's really hard to extend through that, and then booking just a random, like a Fabled Lurie, or booking a whatever, Ryzeal play is just a really strong out to a lot of extensions. So yeah, book is solid, and then it also is just going second, just activate it on something like DDD, or activate it on Detonator if there's no Eclipse Twins in the cycle, right? It's going to be really strong to be able to play through a board. So yeah, Book of Moon is an interesting tech. Pure Ryzeal players are playing it. Put it in your binder as well. This one goes without, it's kind of an obvious one, but Droll is super popular right now because of Mitsurugi Ryzeal. It really hits that deck pretty hard. And even Pure Rise or Fiendsmith Rise, if they start with just like Engraver, Search Tract, and you Droll that, that's really strong. Like it turns off the Fiendsmith engine because they can't tract, right? And it also turns off all of their Ryzeal follow-up. Like you can go normal ice, summon X can't search, so and they can't go into Duo Drive, so it's very strong if they just start with Engraver or Tract even. But against Pure, it's pretty good too. It turns off all the follow-up, turns off Duo Drive, same stuff. So And then Mitsurugi, it's very strong. The only thing it's not good against is Malice, really. Doesn't really stop much of anything in Malice, so yeah, keep that in mind. Another side deck card we saw was Solemn Judgment coming up a lot. I played this one in my list, and I think this card is very good, and it has advantages over Solemn Strike because you can hit something like Mitsurugi Ritual Spell, which is very strong, a very strong play. It'll also protect you from breakers like Talents or like Metaltronus or Ultimate Slayer, which all have the potential to just clear your board straight up. So having something like Judgment instead of Strike will actually protect your board and give you more interruptions in the long run. So I think that's why Judgment was seeing some play, and I kind of like that card. Next we have Salesman. We saw one duelist play this in the top, whatever it was, 16, 32, whatever. It was the Tenpai Sky Striker list. You just activated this card to call Detonator and basically be able to play through a Detonator, and even if they chain Detonator to pop itself and it summons itself back, there's nothing they could do about it or like with it. So it was just an interesting card that I do want to bring to your attention, and people might be looking for this. So if you have it in your bulk, chuck in your binder, who knows, you can move it maybe. On to the next, we have some card that's trending up, and we also have a card that's trending down at the same time. Trending up is Abawaku. This is the kind of new Malice main deck, new Malice endboard piece. And it's basically phased out Terahertz. Like Terahertz used to be the standard. Now we have Abawaku into Nightmare Griffin. So Nightmare Griffin is another card that is going to be trending up. And really, Griffin is just an annoying floodgate monster. Like they set it up in the central main monster zone, and basically doesn't point to any of your zones, so you can never activate special summon monsters effects, which is going to be really strong. So the new end board is Griffin plus Abao, which is quite a powerful end board, and it's better than just setting up in a gate, like the Save Worm negate with this guy. So yeah, just be prepared for the Malice end board. You're going to have something like Droplet or like Dark Ruler to deal with that going forward. So yeah. Then we have side deck tech, Gaga Cowboy, or even main deck in some lists. Not really anything too surprising, but we did see this sided for time in Ryzeal variants. So it's just something to be aware of. And then a new nice fun tech, yay, is going to be Castel, the Sky Blaster Musketeer. What does this do? It bounces a card from the field to the hand. But more importantly, it's a Wind Wing Beast monster, which means we see people playing Harpy's Featherstorm in Ryzeal. So be aware of that combo. That's really annoying. And I think it's a nice, it's like a counter FTK or like a counter turn skip against something like Fuelos or Shifter or whatever. Or if you get Shifted or Fuad, you can just make 1 rank 4 Castel, thrust for this guy, and you are set to skip your opponent's turn as well. So just something to be aware. Ryzeal does have access to this, and they are playing it. I don't know how many people actually topped with this strategy, but I did see it played around me during the event, so just be aware of that. Alright, cards that are trending down. I already talked about Terahertz. The only other one I want to talk about that's kind of trending down, and I'm not saying across the board that people are not playing this, but it's Typhon as an extra deck slot in Fiendsmith Rise. People are cutting this for like to play Exton and Moon or to play a second Requiem. Like Typhon is kind of falling off in priority because generally, like, if you're playing Fiendsmith Rise, you're probably playing a mirror match, and if you Typhon to clear a Detonator, okay, but then they probably have Fiendsmith follow-up. And unless you could deal with that as well, then you're probably still losing that game, so people are not valuing Typhon that much. In Fiendsmith Rise specifically, you're still seeing this played in like Mitsurugi Ryzeal because they have the extra deck space for it, but in Fiendsmith Rise, this card is falling off quite a bit. Alright, that's going to wrap it up for our trending cards. Let me know if I missed any in the comment section down below. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed this content. And with that, we'll catch you guys in the next one. We'll see you soon.